want to say this to your point about, and I'm gonna say this especially with this being hip hop 50 years. You know, speaking of heroes, yeah, this is absolutely the year that we have to. We are celebrating all of the creators, the pioneers, and the heroes of this culture. It's a must.
What's his name? The Akademiks guy said how rappers are old and washed up.
I try not to pay that no
but
attention.
It does create the idea of what I'm saying. If you want to represent,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Call him Dusty and all that silly ass shit.
Everything has a response to it. So if you take it the way he's taking it, right, you can take it like he's telling the truth. He is telling them they are dusty. They didn't evolve. They are trying to push a line that really is old. I do get it. But at the end of the day, the older rappers said something about it, like MC Shan and stuff. He shouldn't have said anything about it. Because if you dusty, talk. If you ain't dusty, he ain't talking about you. But a lot of them niggas is dusty. They values is stupid. We know what's going on. So at the end of the day, if we can regulate and actually keep our OGs under wrap, then we can research them and see where we're going. This is what they do with the NFL. This is what they do with everything. They research the players that go through it. So the rich niggas should get the old rappers and research them and put them up and see how they're going to adapt. But when you just take their talent and take the whole thing from them and sit on the top like a fat egg, you're going to fall. And this is what makes rappers fall so hard. It's because they leave hip-hop out of it. Once you take hip-hop out of rap, you become your own genre. And nobody roots for rap music. People root for hip-hop culture. So once you take the culture out, cool. Become a big man guy in suits and all that. That's bomb. But when the hip-hop people don't show up, the suits don't show up. The suits don't show up for rap music. They show up for hip-hop. Right.
Man, dang.
But we got to know that on the outside looking in. You know, if we're going to go forward, if you like to do music, you got to see yourself in the future. If you don't see yourself, do you see yourself being a pilot, like not a pilot, but a stewardess? Right. So we don't have to think about that. So it's a whole bunch of other shit that you can think about, that you can see yourself actually preparing, doing something tomorrow. You say, I know I got to take the trash out. Oh, I know I got to do this. You thinking, holding that cold ass handle, walking wherever you got to go with it. You already know that's going to happen. So with the music, if you give somebody something soothing, you know what's going to happen. It's a cheat code. Every song that feels good is in the same key. Okay. Everybody knows this. The ohms in the song are the same, the same frequency. It's the same frequency. A girl,
and it's that way for a reason.
A girl moaning and a girl crying are the same, but in different keys.
Wow.
To the naked ear, you can hear the difference between a cry and a laugh.
Right.
They sound the same. They just end the same. I mean, they end differently. You know. Okay. So you knowing that, you know, in the future, we know we're going to. We go. You know what's happening to her.
Real talk. Damn.
You know, and you know.
I want to ask you this. From my understanding, you have you produced one of the greatest diss records of all time. No Vaseline.
I wouldn't say correct? The best diss song of all time. I don't know about that.
I said one of them. I mean, you know, it's plenty. You know, everybody got their picks and chooses, but it's up there. It's in that.
No Vaseline without the intro to it, without whatever you said. It's a good understanding of what hip hop is. That was hip hop.
Yeah. I just want to, give you your all your honor for brother for having your hand in one of the greatest hip hop disc records of all time. Like I just had to say
look,
that
he
to you
said
sincerely as a
crying and
fan.
moaning and played backwards. I don't know.
That remind me
What happened?
of Purple Rain or some shit when he was with Apollonia and he was in the
That was
basement playing the
God. I remember that was one
Um,
of my favorite songs in the whole world. That song that he was with
but
Apollonia.
yeah, but brother, your discography is legendary, literally. Like I know what you were saying earlier about they call, but no, you've been there from the beginning. You are a cold pioneer from, you know what I mean?
Hey, I
Man,
appreciate everybody that's
it's
on
just
here.
incredible to be
I
talking to you
appreciate
right now.
everybody that's checking in. You know what I'm saying? If you got something special, you got something rocking, you know what I'm saying? You can always hit me up. My door is open, but it's not unlocked. So you can always check me out. You feel me? Everybody that is checking in, because
Absolutely.
I definitely, want to reach out to where the computer definitely makes it to where everybody can work at the house. I remember back in the day when they was finna do the optical cords. Do you remember this? You remember that technology? And
Yes.
right.
I know what optical
That
cords
didn't
are.
happen because Bluetooth airport happened. Do you remember that? That was like airport, and that happened. So now they're doing this thing. Like now, I got the microphone right here, and I'm trying to jam. Well, hey, Rick Rock, I definitely seen the OG in the building. I definitely.
Yeah, I saw that too. I'm like, that's the real
That's my
Rick
nigga
Rock?
right there.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
He plays with the frequencies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
man. Thank you for
one of my
joining.
guys.
Wow.
He's one of the guys like his music talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like it talk. Some people music make you do things, but his music, I don't know. It's kind of funny. Like everybody's music do something different. You know what I'm saying? But his music, I think that makes you talk. Like I say, like whatever the person is saying on the beat, it complements the beat because they're rapping to his beat. You know what I'm saying? Most people that rap to Rick Rock beats, they rap to his beat. They can't come in. They can't. It won't. They gotta match his beat pattern. You can see it, my head bows. I know the do.
Right.
You gotta be. And he's a master of that. Master of frequency, man. That he loves frequency. I love his frequency. Like on how the music go. I see all the dudes chopping in. I can't.
Yeah. Thank y'all for joining. With the legendary DJ Sir Jinx. You were telling me about. Hold on, let me try to grab. You were telling me about this earlier.
Right.
About this album cover. If you could you expound on that a little bit, like we were talking about a little earlier?
One of the crazy things is I know this young lady, and her father is a lead singer of Lakeside. So the dude that made the actual album cover for Dr. Dre was an artist that worked at Solar. So when Dre and them was up at Solar with Dick Griffey and Suge and them, this is how they launched the Chronic record. So the guy, if you do album covers, they're huge. They're like 40 by 40.
Yeah, you said they were this damn big. You were like, bro, they were
That's
literally
how
this
you
big.
give an album cover, because when people was painting those album covers back in the day, we all thought they was the size of the album cover. No, they were just photocopies of it. Actually, shrunk it down. So I talked to the girl, and then he was telling me, because I do graphics, of all the stuff that he did, and he said that he did the Chronic record, the album cover, not even knowing the relation. He just said it because he don't know how I'm on the phone with the girl, because I'm on the phone with the girl because of her dad, not because of anything of me. And then she said, hey, you should talk to him because he dealt with a lot of the stuff that was dealt with my dad, right, with the Lakeside stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
Bam, he pops up with this Chronic stuff. So I'm like, oh shit. He said, but now here's that note. He was in the hospital and he was really, really sick. So they were already like getting his stuff out of his home and moving it and putting it into a storage place. And a lot of those album covers, Atlantic Star or whoever was on Solar, and of course those painting covers of Lakeside and all the people that was on there. And he said that he had the cover of the Dr. Dre cover. So I was like, "You got the album cover?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's in my stores. I got my kids." Da, da, da. I was like, "Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Oh my God, don't tell him nothing. Let me go find it." And then he died.
Oh man.
He passed
Condolences.
away, and me and the young lady don't talk. So for me to just kind of go in that direction is just that album cover is in somebody's storage, and it's covered up, and it looks like just a piece of crap. It's just because he said it's nothing but just a regular piece board, and he saw the actual zigzag. Because he said when he listened to the record, he said he didn't want to know part of it. He said the way they were talking, these guys is talking about woo woo.
Yeah.
So the first thing he came up with was putting him in the zigzag paper, the little elongated one. And then they loved it, and he said, "Don't put my name on it. I don't want to be attached to it," because he didn't know who Dr. Dre was. So if no one knows who the artist for the Dr. Dre Chronic record is, they'll probably have to know who was doing the artwork for Solar Records, and then that's going to be that guy, or who the fuck else was doing it. We know who did the Death Row logo. I know the girl that drew that. There's a girl that drew that Death Row logo.
Oh,
right.
Word,
okay. Like one of Suge Peoples or something, but she was coming in, fur jackets on, so she drew that years ago. So when people say who did what, you got to be that girl or a girl.
I got a question for you. What is? I'm sure you don't want to pick because it's kind of an unfair thing, but out of all of the songs you produced, you wrote, recorded, is there any one particular one that for you is you would want to be
probably
your standout?
Jackin, probably Jackin for
your favorites.
I like that beat.
Okay.
That was
classic.
Expressing my 4-track ability on a big stage.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, man, just the way you put that shit together, then, I mean, so many people follow suit later on till this day.
I don't think I started.
Like where did that idea come from?
The door. It was already going on.
Just,
I learned a lot from De La Soul. So what inspired me, where it went, people probably didn't know where it derived from.
And you say it derived from something with De La Soul?
Because De La Soul had the 3 Feet High and Rising album first. It had the story in it.
Oh, shit.
Insert.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
I didn't even think of that.
I knew, rest in peace, Dave and everything. But Maceo was my man. Like, Maceo is my man. Like, when I was doing America's Most Wanted, he would come pick me up and take me to the college and just take me away from the studio hustle and bustle. Just take me away from the streets. From the studio.
And y'all did that over in New York?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did the whole record in Green Street, in Manhattan, in New York.
Okay. I'm not from, I'm not too familiar with New York.
Right?
They took the spot.
Most people don't put New York with Manhattan, but to people that don't know, Manhattan is in New York.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But you were just saying Green Street. I'm like, I'm green to the fact of what Green Street is.
A well-known studio in New York where, put it like this, Public Enemy was there. Shout out to my man Eric Vietnam Sadler. So Eric Vietnam Sadler and Jam Master Jay, this was a workplace, a hideout. So it's a billion studios in New York, but it's only ones that, you know, that trickle down from the rock groups, or, you know what I'm saying, the high, you know, the Steely Dans, or, you know, those kind of groups, you know, had leftovers. So when we was working on America's Most Wanted, I was mostly in the other studio with Jam Master Jay.
But they were still working on some Run DMC shit? Or y'all was working together?
Akademiks and all kind of people, you know? Right, Jay.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Okay. Run DMC was, I mean, but he was still in a studio. You feel me? He I don't know what particular what he was actually working on, but he was instrumental on one of my shoulders. Like, he was one of the OGs that, man, he didn't have to say a motherfucking thing to me. And then back in them days, entourage niggas wasn't even invented. You're a bum.
Okay.
If you wasn't Ice Cube, shut the fuck up. That's what your name is. If you wasn't Ice Cube.
Man.
They like, and they'll do you with a, who is this? Who the fuck is this? Cause you in their comfort zone. You in their stomping ground. You are in their hood. They can say anything they want to a side nigga. So they was mad. They was so cool. And Jam Master Jay could have been snobby and turn his music off when I walk in the room. There was a few artists that felt our presence, but they couldn't do nothing about it because the big boys in their town was on our side. Like Russell Simmons.
I get what you're saying.
And all the people that dealt with Def Jam and stuff like that was on riding with Ice Cube the entire way. Like Russell Simmons gave us his limousine and his driver to drive around with, and just get around.
This is when y'all was creating America's Most Wanted. Question: what were y'all? How do I say this properly? Y'all mind state, y'all. What was the mentality? You know, with the separation from NWA. Now y'all come all the way over to New York.
A separation thing, because NWA was a compilation.
Okay, forgive
me. So the compilation never happened. They just started. They started on a group. So the group was everybody coming together. That's why I said Arabian Prince was with a group.
Yeah.
No.
CIA and all that.
Cube was with CIA. I wasn't in NWA. I wasn't in the group.
Right. No, I'm aware.
Everybody in the group was in a group already. So NWA.
Right. Yeah, that's why I mentioned CIA.
NWA didn't really form. That's why Cube wasn't signed to that. Cube was already signed in a deal somewhere else. So he
was in a deal with you, correct?
He was in a deal with Lonzo.
No? Oh, okay.
So Eric came in the same time with Lonzo. We had already been signed to Lonzo. So this is why Cube wouldn't be so quick to sign to Eric, because Eric didn't know anything.